I wanted to do a video about mortgages and interest rates and how to use Excel to find those. So let me do a solution to at least this first problem in the homework, but I'm giving everybody full credit for the homework because I don't want to get into how to do Excel. Remotely, it's hard to explain. Different people have different devices, so it's slightly different. But I wanted to give you an example of how you could use this, and so feel free to try it if you want. So on this first problem, the problem is, suppose Jimmy owes $1,000 on his credit card, and he's going to pay it off at $25 per month. How do we set that up in a spreadsheet, and how can we answer that? So the question here is, if it's 3% annual interest, how long will it take him to pay it off? And we're going to assume that there's no other fees or charges or anything like that. So here is the spreadsheet that I've put in Carmen that we can use. And the way this is set up is each of these, you see where I'm clicking here, there's a column for the balance, then the interest rate, and we can change that to 0.03. Copy that and paste it into the next month's interest. And then you can have a formula for the interest earned. How do you figure that out? Well, it's up here in that formula bar, and you just type in equals, then the cells that you want to multiply. To find the interest, it's going to be the blue $1,000 times your periodic interest rate. So that's the 3% divided by 12 to get the monthly interest rate. So I put in there C4 divided by 12, and it'll calculate that. And so that first month, you owe $2.05 in interest. And so here we've got a column E for if you pay off a little bit or you put more money on your credit card, you can adjust that. But for now, let's leave that blank. Then the new balance, you would owe $1,002.50. That goes over to the next year, and I just copied that in. You see up in the formula bar, it says F4, which is the previous year's balance or previous month's balance. So great. So now I got that. And now I calculate the interest on that, which will be slightly more because now you owe slightly more in your balance. So this time it probably rounds up to $2.51, but I'm not going to do the rounding now in this spreadsheet. And so then that's the new balance. And now, if I want to continue to the second and third and fourth months, instead of typing all this in, I can just highlight that row, copy it, and paste it into the next spot. And it'll do the calculations automatically. In fact, I can paste it into the next bunch of spots, and it'll do all the calculations. So what this shows is I've got, after, say, 22 months, I'm paying now $2.64 in interest, and I now owe $1,059. Fair enough. So that's after 2 years. So now what I want to think about is what happens if you add an amount each time. We could do this formula by just saying, for instance, this would be equals 1,000 times 1 plus 0.03 divided by 12, parentheses, raised to the 24th. Gives me the 1,061.75 that I have in there. But so that's the normal formula we have been using. But if we add or subtract an amount each period, that makes the mathematics slightly more complicated, and we're not going to go over that. But the spreadsheet can help us do that. So suppose he pays off $25 each month. I subtract 25. And so the new balance is I have to add in plus the amount he took out. Okay. So now he's down to, he only owes $97.75 after that first month over here. That's $97.95. That's the 1,000 minus the $25 he paid off plus the $250 in interest. And if I copy this all the way down, I can say that he paid off $25 each month. And if I also have to copy this new formula because of these other months don't have that extra subtract the monthly payment. So if I copy this and I'll paste in here the new values, you can see now that he's actually paying down his loan. Each month, he pays off another $25 and adds in $2.44 in interest. Then the next month he pays off $25 and adds in $2.38 interest. So slowly his balance is decreasing all the way down, and now it's at 444. So if we go and copy this, we can put it in here a bunch of times and extend this for a while and see how long it takes for him to end up with zero balance. And so over here, you can see down here in row 45, after 41 months of paying off $25 each time, he's down and he only owes $4.91 the next time. So it'll take him 41 months to pay that off. Maybe the next month he has to pay one more for $4.91. And so in the homework, then it asks, how much difference is it if he has 15% interest rate? So we can go back and change the rate, the annual rate, to be 15% instead of 3. And let's see, but you have to copy that down into the rest of the interest rates so that it stays forever. So copy that and paste it all the way down. Paste that in there, and then it redoes all the calculations for you. And so you can check after that same 44 months, what happens now? Now he still owes $335. So he's paid it off that much more slowly, and it's going to take longer for him to pay it off. And you can continue this spreadsheet farther down to see how long it pays off. How do you find how much interest he has to pay in total for these rates? If this took 44 months at $25 each, how much total did he pay? So his total payment is going to be equal to the amount owed plus the interest. And his total payment is 44 times $25. And the amount owed, he started with $1,000. That was all he owed, plus interest. And the total payment, 44 times 25, is $1,100. So he owed, interest must be $100. Then you can go and do the calculation. What if his interest rate is 15%? That was in the homework. What if his interest rate was 15%? Do all these same calculations in the spreadsheet, and then you can find out his interest rate increased by a multiple of 5. Did the amount of interest he ended up paying increase by a multiple of 5? Maybe. If so, figure that out. You can calculate that. That's how you can use these spreadsheets to answer some of these questions.